Thank you very much. And thank you so much, Ibrahim, for putting on this wonderful event this evening. I must admit, when I heard that this was going to be the venue for the event, I thought, wow, Ibrahim hasn't bought this place as well, has he? It's really great to be here with you all, and it's a fantastic opportunity to celebrate all the amazing work that CEFTUS does week in, week out, and month in, month out, dealing with all sorts of absolutely crucial issues, both in the UK and Turkey and across the entire region. They've covered issues such as the growing relationship between the UK and Turkey, Syria and the limits of Turkey, Russia relations, relations between Turkey and the EU, and Turkey under the stewardship of President Erdogan. Of course, in that last point, I think it's clear that we should recognize that it is not an easy time for Turkey. Mr. Erdogan clearly enjoys a lot of popular support, but it would be a real concern if he were to turn that popular support into cementing his position and becoming something like what we see in Russia under Putin. That really cannot be allowed to happen. I think I've actually lived in Russia. I lived there for 3 years, and I can tell you it's not a pretty sight in terms of the absolute power and lack of accountability that the president enjoys. Of course, Putin got the World Cup, which was a highlight for him, although it was handed to him by an international gang of criminals known by the code name FIFA. And it was, of course, also the greatest achievement in the first 200 years of his rule. Nobody's listening. Except for these two here, they're listening at least. I think we've also got to recognize the extremely worrying events that seem to have happened with the journalist Jamal Khashoggi, and it's absolutely vital that we demand a full and credible investigation that must be conducted by the Turkish government. I think that if, as the balance of evidence suggests, the appalling events that took place in that consulate did in fact take place, we should seriously look at the idea of creating a Khashoggi Act along the lines of what we have with the Magnitsky Act, an act that could freeze the assets of parties from Saudi Arabia that are instigating or profiting from human rights abuses, put travel bans on certain individuals, and to help uncover and prevent all of the human rights abuses that are coming from the Saudi regime at the present time. So perhaps we've reached a fork in the road. Let's hope that we have, and we've got to maintain international pressure on President Erdogan. This is his chance to show us what he's really made of and whether he's really committed to the values of human rights and openness that we hold dear. But let's now turn to the reason that we're here. I am here to present the award to the next organisation that's coming up onto the stage. I have to admit I've got absolutely no idea who they are, so I'm hoping that somebody will now enter stage right and help me out. Thank you.